Have you ever been there before? You are going on a particular journey, especially in an area you do not know or a country you are not very familiar with, and then you get lost. And then you call someone, maybe the person you are going to meet, to tell them, oh, I am lost. What is the first set of questions they are likely to ask you? Where are you? And you know what? In the last couple of videos, and we've been dealing with the series, Switch on Your GPS. Recognizing that life is a journey, and for us to successfully navigate that journey, we need to switch on our GPS. G for God, P for purpose, and S for service. You know, in the real world, when we say GPS, we normally refer to the global positioning system, which is what our satellite navigation system is based on. But that can only deal with physical journey. But the journey of life, we need to switch on our GPS. G for God, P for purpose, S for service. Now, if they ask you, where are you? You then give an assessment of where you are. You can give a landmark, you can give a street number, you can give a particular building. Now, what we want to do right now is to define where we are on our journey towards life, because that journey and the description of where we are helps our satellite navigational system to calculate the journey we need to take to get to where God is taking us. Are you ready for this exciting moment? Now, today we're going to define 7 key areas in which we need to define where we are in order for us to continue our journey as well. Are you excited about that? And that is why our conversation today is titled, Where Are You? Don't go away. Hello and welcome to Making the Most of Life with me, David Adebale. This program and this video is set up to inspire us to use the 5 key resources given to us by our Maker. I call them the 5 T's. Number 1 is our time, the duration of our lifespan. Number 2 is our talent, which is the inner giftings that God has placed on the inside of us to fulfill our purpose. Number 3 is our thoughts. Did you know that you and I have unique thinking patterns that equip us to do the things that God has called us to do? Number 4 is our trust, which talks about relationship, and that because trust is the basis of every relationship. And number 5 is our treasure, which talks about the physical asset that God has given to us. So what this video is about is to enable us to make the most of these 5 resources in making the most of life. So welcome to Making the Most of Life with me, David Adebale. Our title so far has been Switch on Your GPS, recognizing that life is a journey, and for us to successfully navigate that journey, we need to switch on our GPS. G for God, P for purpose, and S for service. Let's look at our foundation scripture for this series, and it's found in the book of Exodus chapter 3 verses 1 to 10. Reading the Bible gives us a godly perspective on what we're talking about today, and it says, Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the back of the desert and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of the bush. So he looked, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, but the bush was not consumed. Verse 3. Then Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush does not burn. So when the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not draw near this place. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham, Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and I have heard their cry because of their taskmaster, for I know their sorrows. Oh, can I stop there? Whatever it is you're going through, God knows. God knows your sorrow. God knows whatever seems to be a taskmaster, whether it is debt, whether it is sickness, whether it's a relational issue, whether it's a family breakdown, whether it's even depression, whatever it is. God says he knows every single thing that you're going through. And he says, from verse 8, So I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up from that land to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Therefore, behold, The cry of the children of Israel have come to me, and I have come, and have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians have oppressed them. Come now, therefore, and I will take you. Come now, therefore, and I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people out, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. May the Lord bless the reading and the hearing of his word. So this was the beginning of a journey for the children of Israel, from their land of bondage to what God referred to as, or what this referred to as, the promised land. I want you to know, whatever it is that you're experiencing, God knows your case and is taking you on that journey. And for us to successfully navigate that journey, we need to switch on our GPS. That's why our conversation today is titled, Where Are You? You see, we live life on levels and we experience life in stages. As we're going on our journey towards the destiny that God has in store for us, we're going to have to live it on different levels as well. Also, life operates in seasons and we experience it daily. Absolutely. When we go to bed and we wake up, we experience a new day and it goes through a season. So life operates in seasons, but we experience it daily. And so today we want to say, where are you? Where are we? Why don't you just pray? Just stretch your soul this right now and say, Father, give me an insight or a revelation of where I am. Now, let us look at somebody who was going on a particular journey as well in the Bible and to see how God enabled him to assess where he is. Let's look at the story of Abraham in the book of Genesis. I'm going to read chapter 13, verses 14 to 18. Genesis 13, 14 to 18, and here it is. And the Lord said to Abraham, after Lot had separated from him, lift up your eyes now and look to the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see, I give to you and your descendants forever. And I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could number the dust of the earth, then your descendants also could be numbered. Arise, walk the land. Can you see that God is saying, don't stay where you are. Arise, walk in the land through its length and its width, for I give to you. Then Abraham moved his tent and went and dwelt by the terebinth tree of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built an altar there to the Lord. May the Lord bless the reading and the hearing of his word. You know, I want to present to us 7 key areas where we can assess ourselves and say, where I am, where am I, or where are you? Are you ready for those 7 key areas? Number 1 is our spiritual life. Where are you in your spiritual life? When we're talking about spiritual life, we're talking about your relationship with God as a child of God. We're talking about the assignment that God has given you, the dialogues you have had in the past, and also we're talking about just the things you are doing towards eternity, recognizing that this world is not yours. Number 1, spiritual life. The second area is your personal life. Personal life talks about your mind. What are the things that run in your mind? What are the things that are utmost in your mind? Are they the things of God or are they the things of this world? Also, it talks about your health, your wellness, your well-being. Just how are you in a self-esteem and an understanding of who you are? The third area to assess where we are is an area of our family life. This talks about our spouse or future spouse if you're not married, or our children if you have children, or future children if you plan to have children, and even just the home, the environment. That is family life. The third area is our ministry life. This talks about our service to other people, what we do to improve the life of other people. Where are you in your ministry life? And this could be in church or outside of church, in the society, what you're doing to serve humanity. The fifth area is the area of our finances and assets. Where are we? Where are we in terms of income? Where are we in terms of savings? Where are we if there is any debt? Where are we in terms of investment? Because we need this asset to empower us to do the things that God has called us to do. Now, the sixth area is the area of our vocation. Vocation talks about the work that God has given us to do. Vocation talks about the work that God has given us to do. Where are we in terms of the projects we are to deliver, systems we run, maybe people we manage, results we are to deliver? For those who are students, your vocation is your studies. Where are we in that area? And the seventh area is the area of legacy. Legacy. What legacy are we leaving behind? Maybe legacy of our message, our life, the people that we have been called to transform. Those 7 key areas is a very, very important place for us to assess where we are in our journey through life. Now, remember, we live life on levels and experience it in stages. Remember, life operates in seasons and we experience life every single day. So I want to encourage you on things you can do to make the most of those 7 areas as we continue on this journey. let me leave this with you before I go on the break. There is something called a seasonal mandate. Recognizing that life comes in seasons, and we need to understand the seasons of those 7 key areas of our life. Well, don't go away, because during the break, I'm going to share more about this before we round up this video. God bless you. I look forward to connecting with you. What would you consider to be your purpose in life? The essence of your being, in other words, your assignment. Do you agree that life is so short? We can be so busy living life except doing what really matters, which is working on our assignments. Now, that was my experience. I was busy doing everything except working on my assignment, but I had a paradigm shift which improved my productivity, my income, my impact, my reach, much more. Inspired me to write book number 6 in 2 years. Locating and fulfilling your assignment, discovering your essence with 8 questions. In this book, you will learn the 8 questions you need to get answers to for you to locate and to fulfill your assignment. It also comes with a workbook which enables you to implement what you have learned. Remember, we only have one life to live, and one life is enough if we live it well. So get a copy of your book today and start fulfilling your assignment.
What will you consider to be the purpose of your life, or the essence of your being? In other words, what is the assignment of your life? Are you frustrated with life in general, or believe there is more to your life than your current situation? Good news! It is time for you to locate your assignment, fulfill your purpose, and set yourself up for a life of satisfaction with David Adabale, Amazon best-selling author of the book, Locating and Fulfilling Your Assignment.
Join me online for this 5-day challenge, an empowering journey that will enable you to experience a paradigm shift which will empower you to increase your income, your impact, and your influence. The same experience I had that enabled me to discover my God-given purpose, serving thousands of people in the process, and this can be your experience too.
Remember, you only have one life to live, and one is enough if you live it well. Therefore, register.
Welcome back as we round up our conversation today titled Where Are You? Our series so far has been Switch On Your GPS. Now, we've talked about the fact that life operates in seasons and we experience it daily, and we need to be able to assess where we are in 7 key areas of our life. Number 1, spiritual life. Number 2, personal life. Number 3, family life. Number 4, ministry life. Number 5, finances and assets life. Number 6, vocational life. Number 7, our legacy. Now, this is what I want to leave with you. I want to encourage you for you to prayerfully consider which one you focus on per day. So, for example, you can choose to focus on personal life on Monday, and focus on vocational life on Tuesday, and focus on legacy on Wednesday, family on Thursday, spiritual life on Friday, finances on Saturday, and ministry on Sunday. Now, those are just recommendations. You just choose which one works best for you. And what does that mean? It means that you just choose a time of the day that you're going to spend a minimum of 30 minutes to just assess that area of your life. You can read, you can study about it, you can pray about it, you can see what you need to improve, and it will amaze you what God will do and enable you. And I want to recommend that out of those 7 days of the week, you choose one day in which you're going to use to just reflect and look at everything all together. You know, I'm inspired by that saying that 7 days without reflection makes 1 week. W-E-A-K. So as you reflect on this every 7 days in this 7 area, you're able to assess where you are and then assess where God is taking you as well. Time has run out. We have to finish this conversation, and I hope you have found this video useful. If you have, let me know. Send me an email. My email address is david@davidadabale.com, or you can connect with me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, now called X. I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm on TikTok at David Adabale. That is DAVIDADABALE. Hope you found this useful. Well, why don't you join us on the next video as we continue our conversation about switch on your GPS. Remember, till then, we only have one life to live, and that one life is enough if we live it well. So you go ahead and make the most of life. God bless you.